Hey everyone, Xylee here, and oh man, has it been a productive month for me. I've gotten a lot of stuff done for projects that'll be uploaded to my channel soon, and I'm super excited about what I have in the works in the background. That stuff not for this video though. What's this one about? Well, some earlier fans of me may remember that one video I had uploaded in December. We don't talk about what happened. Today's video is on Blackout Revival, a game created to be the killer to a previous game that I covered that's name won't be mentioned at all due to a certain someone. Well, we won't actually be talking about the section of the game. Instead, we'll be discussing the Zombies game mode, a class-based roguelike survival game mode titled Final Eclipse. Imagine if Call of Duty was mixed with Project Zomboid in a survival scavenger game. That's basically Final Eclipse. And it's one of my favorite games at the moment. So let's talk about it. Oh, before we begin, this video is discussing standard mode. Any changes on other difficulties will not really be covered here. On to the video. Now, people that know me know just how much I despise greed on a platform. Blackout doesn't really seem to be an exception to this rule, and I'm gonna complain about the shop because of that. Editor's note, because they just added, what was it, daily reward? They literally just added daily rewards. I'm literally filming for this video. What? I just booted up the game so I could get some footage for this store, because I'm editing that section, and, they added, what? So they made it so you can actually get volts, for free. Okay. I don't know what that was about. They keep updating the game. I just want to get my video out. Come on. Yeah, back to the video though. Yay, I guess. I don't know how to feel about that. I spent this entire section like complaining about how greedy it is, but like, honestly, look at this. Like look at this. How can you spend 350 Robux or even 1,750 Robux on a katana? Like, I get it's a cool looking skin, but still 1,750, that's like 20 USD. What are you doing? Anyway, I'll just go back to my scripted section. Yeah. You pay in volts, which is the equivalent to about 1-to-1 Robux. 100 volts is about 99 Robux, so we'll just say that it's 1-to-1. The price on some of these things is insane. For the most expensive loot box, it's 150 volts. For the least, it's 40. At least that's better than criminality, but it gets worse. In the daily and weekly shops, skins can go anything from 100 to 1,750 volts for one item. A stupid katana skin is worth 20 USD? I personally don't think so. Oh, and charms also seem to be between 100 and at least 250 volts, if not more. These prices are honestly insane for what they're getting. I doubt many people will be purchasing these loot boxes on the game. It also pains me to see the most expensive spender on this game has spent 520,000 Robux on skins. That's purchasing the most expensive Robux pack of 26,420 times. Being it costs 200 USD, that means they're spending 4,000 USD on skins for one game. God knows what other games are spending the money on. People like this are why I have no faith in humanity left. Enough of the shop business, let's just get on to the normal video as per usual. Before even loading around, you have 5 class options: Demolitionist, Marksman, Tactician, Brawler, and Medic. I personally play Brawler as it's my favorite class of all of them, but sadly for this video I'm gonna have to play each of them and rank them. So, what else can you configure about the classes before you join? Well, at spawn, walk towards the floating question mark to the agent terminal and select a class. You can use the points you earn at the end of each game to purchase enhancements for your class. For example, reaching level 10 for the Demolitionist spawns you with an RPG-7 instead of an Uzi. Pretty neat, isn't it? Now, for the real section of this video, we'll be discussing how perk decks work. A perk deck is, after completing a round, you'll have the option between 4 different upgrades for your class, or you can fold and have 2 when the next round finishes. This stacks, too. I'll discuss how it's useful later in the strategy section of this video. There's one thing to mention, and that's the perk deck space mechanic. Each perk deck has a size from 1 to 5 stars. A 1-star perk will take up 1 perk slot, and a 5-star will take up 5 perk slots. Although something may take up 5 slots, it doesn't mean it's better than a 4-slot or a 3-slot. It takes into consideration when selecting what perks you want to take with you. The color on the text on screen will relay what perk size it is. Green is 1, blue is 2, purple is 3, yellow is 4, and red is 5. Now, for the actual perks, each class has their own set of unique perks, although you can really pick between ones that all classes can access. The different neutral skills are Born Ready, Sidearm Savant, Fortune Favors, and Supply Drop. Born Ready includes 11 perks, these being Iron Will, Combat Pay, Adrenaline Rush, Bloodlust, Desperate Means, Quick Healer, Lone Stoat, Mag Drills, Hasty Retreat, Quick Cycle, which requires Mag Drills, and Flash Guard. Sidearm Savant includes 9 perks, these being Handgun Enthusiast, Trigger Discipline, Heavy Wrists, Shatterpoint, Hollow Points, Mozambique Drill, Steady Shot, Speed Loader, and Quick Trigger. Fortune Favors includes 9 perks, these being Pensioner, which is required for everything besides Locksmith's Ways, Wealth and Blood, Locksmith's Ways, Battle Bonus, Cash Frenzy, Treasure Hunter, Jackpot, Dividended Drive, and Vendor's Favor. Supply Drop includes 6 perks, 4 of which being classic exclusive. These are Grenade Resupply for Demolitionist, Booster Resupply for Marksman, Trauma Pad Resupply for all classes, Mine Resupply for Tactician, Bandage Resupply for all classes, which requires Trauma Pad Resupply, and Medkit Resupply, which requires also Trauma Pad Resupply and Bandage Resupply. That's all for neutral perks, actually. The rest of the perks are specific to each class, so we'll go over each class individually and all of their upgrades. Demolitionist is first, having 9 base perks: Ammunition Expert, Blazing Reserves, Flaming Fury, Demolition Derby, Thermal Core, Volatile Arsenal, Rapid Ignition, Charged Inferno, and Explosive Expert. Ammunition Expert includes 3 perks, these being Ammo Box Efficiency, requiring Extended Ammo Box, Extended Ammo Box, and Ammo Box Reclaimer, which also requires Extended Ammo Box. Blazing Reserves includes 6 perks. These are Ignition Rounds, Heated Magazine, which requires Thermal Resupply and Blazing Catalyst, Thermal Resupply, Ignition Override, which requires Ignition Rounds, Ashes to Ammo, which also requires Thermal Resupply and Blazing Catalyst, and Perfect Ignition, which requires Ignition Rounds as well. Flaming Fury includes 8 perks. These are Incendiary Ammo, Molten Core, which requires Incendiary Ammo, Burning Momentum, Ignition Catalyst, which requires Incendiary Ammo as well, Fuel the Frenzy, which requires Burning Momentum, Brighter Flames, Wildfire, which also requires Incendiary Ammo, and Molten Savage, having the same requirements. Demolition Derby includes 3 perks. These are Cluster Charge, Blast Reflex, and Volatile Impact. Thermal Core includes 6 perks. These are Supernova, requiring Molten Munitions, Endless Barrage, requiring Blazing Catalyst, Explosion Chamber, also requiring Blazing Catalyst, Molten Munitions, requiring the same, Blazing Catalyst, and Fiery Reserves, requiring Molten Munitions. Volatile Arsenal includes 5 perks. These are Unstable Pulse, requiring Combustive Bounty, Scorched Pulse, also requiring Combustive Bounty, Volatile Boost, also requiring Combustive Bounty, Combustive Bounty, which is required for everything in Volatile Arsenal, and Orb Detonation, which also requires Combustive Bounty. Rapid Ignition includes 4 perks. These are Rushing Combustion, requiring Rapid Combustion, which is required for everything in here, Raging Combustion, also requires Rapid Combustion, and Hipfire Burnout, also requiring Rapid Combustion. Charged Inferno only includes 1 perk, which is Inferno Voltage, having no requirements. The final perk pack for Demolitionist is Explosive Expert, which includes 2 perks. These are Blaze of Rounds and Salvage Rounds, both of which don't require anything. Now that we're done Demolitionist, we can discuss Marksman. Marksman has 6 perk trees: Tempest Wind, Spinning Chamber, Sniper's Instinct, Chain Shooter, Hunter's Focus, and Cyclone's Vantage. Tempest Wind includes 7 perks, these being Wind Cutter, Wind Shear, Blade Storm, Cyclonic Surge, Pressure Spike, Shredder Winds, and Tempest Edge. Spinning Chamber includes 5, with Fan the Hammer, Ghost Chamber, Ringing Shot, requiring Cranial Detonation, and Chamber Synergy, requiring Ghost Chamber. Sniper's Instinct also has 5, Extended Shriek, Lethal Precision, Quick Swap, Headshot Frenzy, Rapid Fire, and Revolving Precision. Chain Shooter has the highest number of perks for Marksman, being 8. Ricochet Rounds, Chain Amplifier, Rebounding Fury, Static Rebound, Scattershot, Vital Rebound, Rebound Chain, and Endless Change. These all require Ricochet Rounds except for Ricochet Rounds itself. Hunter's Focus clocks in 2nd place with 7 total perks, these being Sharpened Eye, Deadeye Instinct, Eyes on the Prize, Focused Eye, Pressured Eye, Piercing Eye, and Eyes of the Storm. Finally, Cyclone's Vantage has a total of 5 perks: Extended Pressure, Pressure Point, Pressure Chamber, Targeted Pressure, and Pressure Overload, all which require Pressure Point. Medic is up next and has 7 total perk trees: Lifekeeper, Battle Hardened, Absolute Zero, Hippocratic Oath, Field Surgeon, Veteran, and Live Forever. Lifekeeper has 23 perks, having the most perks out of any perk tree in the game. These are Geared Up, Quick Patch, Double Time, Vital Bolts, Freezing Aura, requiring Altruism, To the End, also requiring Altruism, Opportunistic, Precision Draw, Guardian Shield, also requiring altruism, Death's Gift, requiring opportunistic, Aegis of Darkness, also requiring altruism, Reviving Bolts, Vital Recharge, requiring geared up, Vital Reinforcement, Vital Surge, Quick Draw, Sleight of Hand, requiring quick draw and altruism, Rescue Shot, requiring reviving bolts, Energizing Bolts, requiring altruism and quick patch, Altruism, Infested Aura, also requiring altruism, and finally Bolt Rush, also requiring altruism. Battle Hardened has 11 perks: Field Training, Bleeding Shots, Lifeline Ammo, Precision Pulse, Lasting Precision, requiring Precision Pulse, Quick Reflexes, also requiring Precision Pulse, Sustained Fire, Suppressive Fire, requiring Bleeding Shots, Frozen Overdrive, also requiring Precision Pulse, Rearm Protocol, requiring Sustained Fire, and Grim Reaper, requiring Lifeline Ammo and Altruism. Absolute Zero has 2 perks: Frost Blast, requiring Freezing Aura, and Arctic Shockwave, requiring Frost Blast. Hippocratic Oath has 11 perks, starting with Group Medkit, Synchronized Recovery, requiring Healing Chain, Vital Link, requiring Chain Fortitude, Healing Chain, Chain Fortitude, also requiring Healing Chain, Vital Injection, also requiring Healing Chain, Speed Overdrive, requiring Vital Injection, Rapid Chain, also requiring Healing Chain, Extended Chain, also requiring Healing Chain, Regenerative Boost, also requiring Vital Injection and Chain Reaction. Field Surgeon has 8 perks: Revive Boost, blocking Guardian Angel, Team Reviver, requiring Revive Boost, Empowered Angel, Guarding Angel, blocking Revive Boost, Extended Reach, requiring Guardian Angel, Unreachable, also requiring Revive Boost, Speedy Doctor, also requiring Revive Boost, and Quick Recovery, requiring Empowered Revival. Veteran has 4 perks: Command and Control, Squad Expansion, Reinforcements, and Agent Lifeline. All perks in Veteran require reinforcements. Live Forever only has 1 perk, Overwatch, which requires nothing. Tactician has 8 total perk trees: Automated Arsenal, Shotgunner, High Voltage, Crossing Force, Drone Master, Round Management, Blaze Circuit, and Storm Engine. Automated Arsenal's 12 perks include Reinforced Framework, Automated Defense, Overstocked, Heavy Caliber, Precision Lock, Suppressive Fire, Suppression Field, requires Suppressive Fire, Scrap and Rebuild, requires Ammo Salvage, Tactical Uplink, requires Suppressive Fire and Suppression Field, Mechanical Mayhem, requires Circuit Overload, and Artillery Barrage. Everything past Automated Defense requires Reinforced Framework. Shotgunner has 4 perks. These are Close Combat Prodigy, Heavy Stock, Blast Momentum, requires Close Combat Prodigy, and Crowd Control, which requires Heavy Stock. High Voltage comes with 8 perks, those being Shell Shock, Voltaic Blast, Shock Therapy, Extended Shock, Ground Strike, Pulse Retaliation, Arc Flash, requiring Voltaic Blast, and Thunderclap. Shock Therapy, Extended Shock, Ground Strike, Pulse Retaliation, and Thunderclap all require Shell Shock. Crushing Force has 6, those being Fortified Impact, Pulverize, Crushing Vitality, Echoing Blast, Rage Trigger, and Pulverizing Precision. Fortified Impact, Echoing Blast, and Rage Trigger all require Pulverize. Drone Master has 2 perks, being Recon Drone and Combat Assistance, requiring Recon Drone. Round Management is another short but sweet one with only 4 perks. Ammo Conversion, requiring Slug Specialist, Reserve Overload, and Unlimited Capacity, requiring Reserve Overload. Blaze Circuit is another perk deck with only 2 perks, containing Storm Ember and Crackle and Burn, requiring Storm Ember. Finally, we finish off at Storm Engine with a meager 2 perks, Conductive Trigger and Circuit Overload. Brawler has 9 perk trees, these being Street Fighter, Combat Mastery, Fists of Iron, Berserker, Undying Will, Combat Engineer, Vampirism, Unwavering Defense, and Fist of Fury. Street Fighter has 5 perks, these being Power Strike, which prevents gaining the perk Bloodlust, Seasoned Fighter, Hard Blow, which requires Power Strike, Scaling Strike, and Juggernaut's Endurance, which requires Seasoned Fighter. Combat Mastery has 3 perks, these being Combat Efficiency, Endurance Training, which requires Combat Efficiency, and Prep Time. Fists of Iron has 7 perks, these being Iron Rush, which requires Flesh and Steel and blocks Iron Fist and Bone Breaker, Iron Fist, Flesh and Steel, Rupturing Blows, Pocket Sand, and Scaled Punishment. Berserker has 6 perks, these being Unrelenting Rage, requiring Berserker's Rage, Overflowing Rage, also requiring Berserker's Rage, Battle Cry, Endless Rage, also requiring Berserker's Rage, and Brimstone Gauntlet. Undying Will has 5 perks, these being Death Door, which blocks Blood Siphon, Last Stand, requiring Blood Siphon, Reaper's Renewal, requiring Crimson Renewal, Defiant Threshold, requiring Last Stand, and Tenacity Strike, requiring Death's Door. Combat Engineer has 4 perks, these being Shockwave, Battery Pack, requiring Shockwave, quick repair, and emergency weld requiring quick repair. Vampirism only has 4 perks as well, these being Blood Siphon blocking Death's Door, Crimson Renewal requiring Blood Siphon, Soul Leech requiring Blood Siphon, and Reaping Touch requiring all Vampirism perks. Unwavering Defense has 5 perks, these being Backlash Barrier requiring Perfect Counter, Echoing Offense requiring Perfect Counter again, Perfect Counter, Parry Grave also requiring Perfect Counter, and Reactive Halo requiring all Unwavering Defense perks. Fist of Fury is our final perk tree with only 3, these being Fist of Fury, Limitless Fury, and Knuckle Sandwich, which both require Fist of Fury. Finally, our special perks, which are perks you get after completing relay stations. In Act 2, all classes gain relay regeneration. In Act 3, Demolitionist unlocks Thunder Striker, Marksman unlocks Deadeye Revolver, Tactician unlocks Sentinel Shotgun, Brawler unlocks Doomslayer, and Medic unlocks Arctic LMG. In Act 4, all classes gain Combat Armor. In Act 5, Demolitionist unlocks Chaos Bringer, Marksman unlocks Energy Sniper, Tactician unlocks Charged Sentinel, Brawler unlocks Luminous Edge, and Medic unlocks Run Piercer. That's all for the perks. Golly, that was a long segment. It's time we move on to the enemies we'll be dealing with throughout the game. There are 8 forms of Nightbounds in Final Eclipse, being Wraiths, Pyroblasts, Echoes, Void Shackles, Vapor Maws, Shockbanes, Flares, and Hellfires. Wraiths are the first type of enemy and also the weakest, having around 40 health and dealing about 8 damage on standard. There's not a ton to say about them. You can cut off their arm to prevent them from attacking, and they die at almost 1 hit on every weapon, including the starter pistol, the G17. Next are the Pyroblasts, the second most annoying enemy to deal with and also the second type of enemy seen. They behave similarly to Wraiths, although have one major difference. Upon death, they explode in acid, dealing a critical amount of damage over time to anyone stuck in the acid. They will end your run almost immediately if you get more than 2 in a small section, although they're only the second most deadly enemy to deal with. Echoes aren't too bad to deal with, surprisingly, but they're not fun. They can be often mistaken with Wraiths due to their similar design, although instead of just having normal attacks, they scream violently. Void Shackles are the third most annoying enemy, but the most dangerous enemy in Final Eclipse, bar none. These luckily are also one of the easiest to spot, glowing purple instead of the green of the Pyroblast. They can paralyze you in a Void Shackle, and on death, they can create a massive black hole on death, crushing and exploding anything inside, including you, by the way. Not just a down, a straight up death, end your run death. Next up's the Vapor Maw, somehow the hardest enemy to kill due to its sheer amount of health, although they're pea shooters. All they seem to do is run around and sit back, firing at you and dealing about the same amount of damage as the Wraith. They're really annoying to kill for some reason. Our next beast is the Shockbane, an electric type enemy. This one is pitiful to say the least. All they do is walk around and attack every 15 seconds, and by the time you reach the Shockbane, you already have the power armor. They're not really a threat, especially against Brawler. They do have a lot of health though, so be warned about that. The part I despise, this third most deadly enemy in Final Eclipse and the most annoying enemy to deal with, are the Flares. Flares are insanely fast, teleport, and can literally Mortal Kombat execute you at times. They also have insane melee damage along with being able to switch places with the furthest Nightbound in the area and regenerate. I haven't personally seen this last bit, but I've been told that it happens. Hellfires are... I've never seen one of these. As far as I know, they're related to the Death Wish game mode, which I have yet to unlock. Mind you, this video is still only discussing standard mode, so we won't bother with these. Now, I have some tips and tricks to share for each class, and some other things I can recommend you to do start off. The first thing I recommend is rushing into the building up to the right of the staircase from where you spawn, run in, loot the bags, and hope they have lockpicks. Exit through the roof, wrap around the building, and head into this theater? Hotel? I'm not entirely sure what it is, but look for military crates. Military crates have a chance to have purple key cards in them, which can be activated at supply drops and in safe rooms. If you're lucky, get one, run into a safe room, and snag the weapons. These will be sold at the first shop round and replaced with light armor, vest, and leggings. I also recommend looking for a spear or katana, the 2 best melees in the game. If you're playing as Demolitionist or Brawler, you should prioritize finding a spear and getting Inferno on it. The reason being, Demolitionist benefits from enemies dying while on fire, while Brawler benefits from the spear having a high amount of damage for the speed. A good camping location is right up these stairs, where Optimal Run has a Brawler at the bottom, a Medic and Tactician at top, a Demolitionist between them, and over here on this little catwalk should be a Marksman, at least in a full run. This loadout works best. I highly recommend camping here after collecting the power armor, since it's just a good location. Now, for the perks I recommend, I do want to go over a few combinations that I do like. When it comes to Demolitionist, I recommend prioritizing Burning Momentum, Ignition Catalyst, Thermal Resupply, Extended Ammo Box, and Ammo Box Efficiency, and just anything that can increase how much fire damage you do, how much ammo you carry, and how much ammo you can put out. Your goal is to sit back and spam explosives and bullets down the line. As for marksman, you really have two options. You can either prioritize revolver upgrades like Ghost Chamber and Cranium Detonation, or prioritize rifle at the beginning with rifle upgrades such as lethal precision and rapid fire. Either way, the final perks of both spinning chamber and sniper's instinct allow it to be used with the other weapon. If it's a revolver pack, then it allows snipers to activate it too, etc. After picking the weapon to prioritize, I recommend getting up with Deadeye's Instinct as fast as you can. It's one of the most useful, but takes up a ton of slots for all the upgrades. For medic, upgrade your crossbow for free ammo. Make sure you get reinforcements as soon as possible. Reinforcements is pretty useful since it basically just shoots for you. And remember, medics have LMGs. I recommend getting precision pulse for this because even though it sucks, it gets so much better with upgrades. Not much else to say about medic, it's really just support class. For tactician, you also have two options with this one, although it's more cut and dry as to what you pick. You can either prioritize upgrades like reinforced framework, precision lock, and recon drone for prioritizing turrets and automated weapons, or go to close combat prodigy, shell shock, slug specialist, and pulverize to prioritize your shotgun. I recommend starting with the drone and turrets before upgrading your shotgun much, but make sure you don't forget about that. That's all I have for tactician, really. Finally, for brawler, in my best, try to prioritize Fist of Fury, Limitless Fury, Knuckle Sandwich, since those are the 3 Fist of Fury perks, and every Fist of Iron perk. I recommend Iron Fist over Iron Rush since Iron Rush only gives a speed boost while Iron Fist does 50% more damage that also ignores armor. Max out the 6, 7, but 1 is inaccessible perks in Fists of Iron, get every Fists of Fury perk, and then Berserker's Rage and you'll unlock Brimstone Gauntlet. Brimstone Gauntlet is one of the most overpowered perks in the game. Oh, and I would recommend choosing Undying Will perks, Death's Door, over Vampirism, Blood Siphon, since Blood Siphon just heals you with every block and Undying Will cranks up the damage and can do up to 3 times damage below 50% health. With every health upgrade, that means 99 health and below does 3 times damage. Being your brawler, you're almost always going to be below 99 health, making this just an obvious choice. Now for our final section, what's the worst and best class? Well, honestly, I think Brawlers is the first best due to pure DPS and the lack of needing ammo. All you really need is like 3 spears in your inventory with Inferno, and you can skip through most of the shop rounds until you get your power armor and Wolverine claws. Demolitionist is second because of the explosive being so useful, and again, you can grab a spear with the Inferno and keep getting ammo for your guns over and over again with it. Third is Medic if with a group, otherwise I'd say fourth since Medic is still good class. You get armed guards, and you get to use actual assault rifles and LMGs, and it's generally a good class. Fourth is kind of tied for third with Medic, and that's Marksman. Marksman has great mobility early game with impact boosters that literally ragdoll zombies and automatically reload your guns, and ricochets bullets off of enemies' skulls, and it's generally a cool class that does a lot of damage. Our last class, the worst one, is Tactician. I'm sorry, but it just gets outclassed by everything else. It's not bad, it's just kind of meh. The shotgun doesn't do enough damage, and it generally gets beaten out by the other classes. If I were to change anything about this game, I'd personally replace the shotgun from Tactician and swap them with the LMGs from Medic. I feel like Medic should have gotten the shotgun, since when I think of a medics and weapons, I'd imagine them with something like a trench shotgun. The things that happened in World War I. Sadly, we didn't get that. I'd also love to see more deployables. When I play engineer, I want to fully be an engineer. I'm talking deployables, Tesla coils. Their entire thing should be about making hazards, ammo boxes, and slowing down enemies. I mean, they already get proximity mines, and they can only carry 2 sentries. Like, come on? You don't even get to take advantage of the sentries until late game, and by then the other classes have already been able to shine their brightest and are only going up. I'd personally tweak Tactician to give the class more deployables, swap the shotgun, and embrace hazards. Electricity is already a huge part of the class, so why not add things like a buildable electric fence that the enemies can try climbing? Things like that would make this class finally so much more fun to use and so much better. Oh, that's all actually. Finally. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Sorry this one had a lot less chapters than most of my other videos. I just didn't have much to discuss differently since it all fit into a different category. I really appreciate you watching though. Thank you to everyone who's watched so far, and as per usual, I hope you all have a great day. If you like what you saw and want to see more of my content, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment and whatever. I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers before next March, so I'd love to hear feedback on my video and what I can do better as a creator in the future to make better content. Oh, and before I go, friendly reminder that we do have a Discord. It's linked down below, and I'd love to meet you there. And with that, that's the end of the video. Ciao!